They say a door to another time has been found, and that the authorities have slammed it shut. A rumor, sharp and fast, has sliced through the digital world, telling a tale of impossible discoveries in the dark waters of the Euphrates. The story speaks of a hidden cave, a chamber sealed by time and water, suddenly revealed. Inside, they say, were artifacts so strange, so unsettling, that those in power locked the site away from all prying eyes. Secrecy only fanned the flames, leaving urgent, unanswered questions. What could be so terrifying it must be hidden? The story is not born from thin air. It begins with a routine survey, a mundane task destined to become monumental. Hydrographic engineers charted the riverbed, using modern sonar on an ancient artery. This river is a liquid historian, witness to empires rising and falling. Sumer, Akkad, Babylon, and beyond. Banks move, currents shift, and bones of history lie below. They sought instabilities, not lost worlds, but found a void where rock should be. It demanded closer inspection. A professional dive team was dispatched. They descended into the murk, following instruments to a limestone fissure. An opening, barely person-wide. A mouth into the unknown. They pushed forward, lights cutting silt. A cavern emerged, broad, deliberate, impossible. Walls were smooth, unnatural, strange markings covered the stone. It felt like a tomb, a sanctuary, an intentional place. On the floor, tools, pottery shards, and other man-made forms. They documented every angle, every symbol, every object, touched nothing. Digital ghosts carried to the surface. The report and photographs went to the National Antiquities Ministry and to regional authorities. Blurry, eerie images, yet compelling. The response was swift and decisive. Alarmingly so. Within hours, the area swarmed with police and military. A wide perimeter rose along both banks, locals told to stay away, riverbank instability, and ongoing geological surveys. The veil was flimsy. The urgency was impossible to hide. Heavily armed guards and a no-fly zone followed. The entrance went into lockdown. A naval unit arrived, not to explore, but to seal. A custom steel plate, inches thick, lowered into the river. For 2 days divers bolted it over the fissure, tightening shut the mouth of the cave, entombing its contents. Tons of rock were dumped, concrete poured, the opening erased from the map. Pressed by journalists, officials were evasive, repeating public safety lines. They refused to confirm a cave, let alone artifacts. Warnings about fabricated images met leaked photos. The message was clear. The book is closed. The discovery, declared state property. Speed and finality became the mystery. No archaeologists allowed, no study, no catalog, no preservation. Not to study, but to hide. A threat to what exactly remains unanswered. The initial discovery lay in a remote stretch, far from cities and tourists. Despite efforts to control the narrative, information seeps through the cracks. Before lockdown, a handful of original photos reached the web, posted to an obscure forum, by an account erased moments later. Low quality, yet tantalizing and disturbing. Digital ghosts haunting the web. Experts and amateurs analyzed every pixel. Most discussed, a carved stone panel, a flat dark slab about a meter high, bearing symbols unlike any known script. Not cuneiform, not hieroglyphs, but complex geometry. Circles, interlocking triangles, spirals. Some see sacred geometry, others, circuitry or celestial maps. A language without a translator, a message without a key. Another image shows a long black rod beside mirror-polished spheres. The rod, featureless, enigmatic. Scepter, tool, or something else entirely. The spheres, equally baffling, incredibly precise. In the background, the small humanoid statue. Bulbous head, oversized almond eyes, challenging our image of our ancestors. For some, the photos prove a paradigm-shifting discovery, a lost chapter suppressed by power, a forgotten sophisticated civilization that breaks our neat, linear past. Skeptics say the images are too blurry. Perhaps just natural concretions, or an elaborate hoax. Without direct study, fascination and ambiguity only grow. Reports speak of a nearly perfect circular chamber with a vaulted ceiling, walls smooth as if finished by intent, and incised symbols like no known script. Inside, the air was cold, heavy, metallic. The place felt not meant for the living. Academia, blindsided by rumors and a clampdown, split sharply. Dr. Eris Thorne urged a tempered scientific skepticism. Underwater caves are complex, currents can transport objects miles, accretions can make new look ancient. Intriguing, yes, but not data. Without context, stratigraphy, and lab analysis, we have curiosities, not conclusions. His anger focused on the lack of professional involvement. To seal it, he said, was like finding a lost book and concreting it into a wall. Dr. Lena Petrova saw vindication for alternative models. Our timeline is fragile, she argued, full of anomalies, from megaliths to advanced ancient astronomy. The chamber's stonework and script could predate Sumer. Secrecy, to her, protects dogma, not the public. History is our narrative, who we are, where we come from. When it's threatened, institutions suppress, not explore. They aren't sealing a cave, they're sealing a Pandora's box. Beyond academia, fear spread. Rumors took root. Some claim curses and plagues, ancient wrath for modern trespass. Others see weapons and lost technologies hidden away. Thus, a narrative of international security justifying extremes. Officials repeat one concern: public safety, flooding, collapse, hazardous gases, and eager amateurs who might risk their lives. But would safety alone warrant permanent sealing before science? Protection usually means access control, not zero access. It felt less like precaution, more like quarantine. Totality of response suggests motives beyond theft prevention. Whatever the motive, the effect is clear. The past was sealed away. First, stone tools. Black, glass-like, unusually long and precise. Symmetry beyond primitive knapping, unlike axes, scrapers, or arrowheads. Second, pottery. Dark, ultra-thin, with a metallic sheen. Decorations are purely geometric, no animals, people, or gods. Third, a statuette. 30 centimeters, elongated skull, vast hollow eyes. Not realism, not any known style, an icon of otherness. Finally, an inscribed panel, structured, unknown writing, cuneiform, hieroglyphs, Indus, none match. Its geometry sits outside the family tree of writing. Without study, the clearest message from that world is lost, for now. We face three paths. 1. A genuine site from a peripheral or isolated ancient culture. The script may be ritual or astronomical, not language. Then the seal was a blunder, bureaucratic panic. 2. An elaborate hoax, modern methods aging fakes convincingly. Planted, leaked, hyped, and poised for profit. Authorities shut it down to avoid national embarrassment. 3. The whisper in the dark, an advanced, non-human or proto-human legacy. If it's a true language and tech beyond known capabilities, and the statue reflects its makers, our foundations would crack. Religious, social, and scientific. In panic, a government might choose concealment over chaos. Today, perimeters recede. The story reverts to geology. The river flows on, carrying secrets to the sea. Yet memory endures in blurry images and frantic whispers. We're left with three possibilities: human, hoax, or shattering truth. Perhaps a priceless heritage lost to fear and haste, or a deception dismantled before it spread, or a truth so profound it was entombed for our own protection. So ask yourself, if you held the key to rewrite us all,